Welcome back, doing another beer. Today we're doing a strawberry chocolate blonde ale. I'm going off a little bit here than I normally do because I usually don't do beers like this with other things added for the most part. But this one's pretty simple. We're using 9 pounds, 12.8 ounces of two-row, 14 ounces Vienna Malt, and 8.7 Carafoam. I ended up ordering some Cryo hops, so I'm doing 0.22 ounces of Cryo Centennial at the 60-minute. Those are 18.5% alpha acid. Then at 15 minutes left, I'm doing Cryo Cascade, 0.2 ounces. Those are 11%. And then at 5 minutes, I'm doing 0.2 ounces of Cryo Cascade again. At 5 minutes. I think I said that. And we're using US-05 for yeast. During the secondary, I'm going to be adding Cacao Nibs or Cacao Nibs. And then strawberry puree. So that's what we're doing. This one specifically, I did an overnight mash, so I didn't set up everything at the last night when I was milling my grains and starting the initial mash. So I came down this morning. Pre-boil gravity is supposed to be 103.8. We're at 104.6. 104.6, I said. So I added my salts prior to my mash, and just real quick, we'll go over that. So calcium was 52.9 parts per million. I guess we'll still call it 53. Sodium was 6.7. Chloride was 61.8. Magnesium was 11.9. Sulfate was 77.6. And bicarbonate was 25.2. Again, I got all the parts per million right here. So I had to add calcium chloride, Epsom salts, gypsum, baking soda, and chalk. We just finished the mash out. My timer just was about to go off. So we're going to kill the heat, kill the pump. Not literally, though. A little hint for you. If you have a claw hammer, several times I've had issues with pulling the basket out because it has 4 legs and they just fit in between like the thermometer port, your outtake, and the heating coil. And the heating coil is S-shaped, sort of. So I have hooked that heating coil several times and bent it. So just the other day, actually last night, when I was putting this in, I marked the basket and the kettle with black markers so it stays lined up, because when you're pulling with this pulley, you don't really feel that resistance at first, and when you start bending up that heating coil, or heating element, so hopefully I'm not going to hook it anymore. Look at that, easy peasy. I got it hooked. No, I don't. No, she's free. And a suggestion for that, instead of having 4 legs, they can get away with just having 3. I don't think they need 4. 3 would keep it more less wobble, and they'd be spaced out a little further, so they would not be hooking onto the heating element. Also, when I did the overnight mash, I did check it 10 minutes into the mash, and my pH was 5.5. I did not have to adjust it at all, so that was good for once. Seems like I've been chasing my pHs around lately. I just woke up. Go Bills. All right, so my pre-boil gravity is 104.1. We're supposed to be at 103.8. My pre-boil volume was a little low. It was at 7 gallons, and it was supposed to be 7.25. So I added a little more distilled water in there just to bring it up, which diluted down my gravity a touch. So we're a little high, but we're not that high. We're just about to start our boil here. It's getting up to temp. We're boiling. So 0.22 ounces of Cryo Centennial going in at 60 minutes. All right, 15 minutes left in the boil, and we are adding 0.2 ounces of Cascade. 5 minutes left in the boil. In Cascade, 0.2 ounces.
Here we're just filling the fermenter, getting it up to, I had about 5.5 gallons going in. And here's my puree and the cocoa nibs, which we're soaking in vodka. And then we're just pouring in the cocoa nibs. And now we're just pouring in the strawberry puree. And then fermentation was completed, as you can see the chart here, and filling the kegs, or the keg.
We made it to the end of the video, and now we'll do our tasting. So this is going to be a blonde ale, but it's, again, the strawberry chocolate blonde ale or the chocolate strawberry blonde ale. I guess it depends on how you want to put it. So we're going to go over the BJCP guidelines for American blonde ale. So again, the original gravity for a blonde ale should be between 1038 and 1054. Mine was 1050. The final gravity should be between 1008 and 1013. Mine was 1008. And the ABV should be between 3.3 and 5.5. Mine came out to be 5.5. IBUs are between 15 and 28. My IBUs are 21 and my SRM is 4.2. That's obviously before adding chocolate and strawberry puree because the color is not the same anymore. It's still light, but it's very cloudy with the amount of fruit that was put in. All right, so here we have it. As you can tell, it's murky. You can't see through that at all. It's been in the keg for 2 days. But again, little hint of red from the strawberries. It's got more of a darker orange color. It's not really a bright orange or darker, but it's also got a true white head. Aroma. You're getting the chocolate. You're getting a hint of strawberry. It might be a little bit too cold still. Might need to warm up a little bit. You're not getting any hop out of this at all. You're just getting that chocolate and strawberry. Sometimes I like to use these little taster glasses.
because I can swirl it around and they warm up a little quicker. Yeah, I'm getting the strawberry. Oh, it smells good. I'm getting the hint of the chocolate. I'm not getting the typical blonde ale aromas. I'm not getting that caramel note or that light bread. Okay, it's just the fruit and the chocolate is sort of overwhelming the aromas on this. I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm going to let that warm up a little bit. We'll do a mouthfeel. Creamy texture on that. A lot more than the last time I've made a blonde. I did not add any wheat in this. It was just 2-row Vienna Malt and Carafoam. So there's no wheat malt or anything like that to give it any creamy mouthfeel, but must be from the strawberries because it's got a nice texture to it. Flavor.
Cannonball! Cannonball coming. Cannonball coming. No!
Definitely getting that strawberry. You're getting the chocolate. It's actually like a sweeter chocolate, even though it's unsweetened chocolate that I added. I didn't add any sweetened chocolate. I also noticed when I put in the added the strawberries that my gravity didn't change, which I thought was very surprising. Because before, when I've added puree, it usually would bump up the gravity. I did add this at about 55 degrees, so I didn't want the yeast to activate or come back and start fermenting the new sugars that were added. But I was surprised that my gravity didn't change. At least on my tilt, it did not change. My tilt was pretty much the same as my hydrometer. I think my tilt said it was 1010 and my hydrometer said it was 1008. So pretty darn close on that. Carbonation wise, this is also very good, even though it's not holding the head, but I'm gonna have to maybe feel that might be with the fruit and chocolate. Not sure if those Cacao Nibs have an oil in them, but if they do release some sort of oil, that's going to sort of affect the longevity of your head. We all know that we like to have our heads very long lasting. So with this one, with it being chocolate strawberry, obviously I did go off the rails a little bit on it. I don't typically do things like this, but summertime, I will. I've made, like a strawberry cream ale before, years and years ago. I really do like this beer. I like the way it came out. I want to thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. I'm encouraging you to leave comments, especially if you're questioning anything, or maybe you think I did something wrong. Bring it to my attention. I'd definitely like to hear what you have to say. And then we're going to go on to the next one. I've got a bunch of things, events coming up that I'm actually making beer specifically for. Not a bunch of events. I have two. I have a couple events that I'm making beer specifically for. One of them is a beer that I've previously made. I will probably throw that up on here though, even though I just made it 6 months ago, I think it was. By the time the video comes out, maybe 7 months ago. And then another one is actually a different beer entirely. So that one will be new to me and you and everybody else. Actually, the next other two beers are going to be different because they are specifically for events that I'm doing these for. So we'll see you when those come out. But again, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I really appreciate you being here. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much. If you're new, welcome aboard. We're going to be making some beers. So enjoy your beers. I made this beer. Now it's your turn to make this beer. Cheers, folks. Catch you later. See you.